Okay, so here we have Gabe's shadow or bad air dribbles. Um, I'd say about C2 and threes. Maybe his threes rank is like high champ one, but competing here in like I'd say average around GC1 lobby in the scrim. So we're just gonna see. Now this doesn't really reflect his solo queue like mistakes exactly, more like the team sort of stuff, but still things to work on that could help for around C2 and threes. So starting off, we just have the kickoff, and normally in these kickoffs, when you don't have two people on the diagonal, you want to be trying to get this ball to the right, specifically to the back right where someone is. And you see that's what they're trying to do. Just look at them real quick. So you see they kind of like go and side flip into it and force it to the right, and that way Silksters is going to have a free ball. But what you do here, and this is knowing you have someone going back right and someone shooting. So standard for this kickoff, you want to be trying to hit this to the right, kind of, I don't know, like driving towards like the left side of the ball and then flipping rightwards into it. So instead of just doing like a normal kickoff like this, you kind of want to just go up against this and like side flip it, and hopefully their momentum will push it back this way. Either that or it'll just kill, and then the two people cheating will meet it. But just first thing, I know it's going to happen a lot more because you just didn't really know, and I'm not going to really bring it up, but first thing, on these kickoffs, try to practice getting this back right, or even if you don't want to do that, try for teams that do this, like making sure that they don't get like free possessions like this. Then you get demoed. You have a bit of a free ball. Octane gets the clear. This usually, like you spawn here, you take the pad, so perfectly like this is good. And once you realize this is over, like Yiz, like there is gonna be offense time. You flipping here kind of like it makes sense, but also you do this without looking, and you don't know where I am until you've already flipped, because you have no idea. This happens, I could be like right here in this, like off the side of the screen, or I could be in the corner, or I could maybe even be like in this corner of the screen. So you don't really know. Like, obviously, it does make sense to push up, and I'm not saying this is like really a mistake, but you know, usually in situations like these, you want to watch out for when where your teammates are, because just getting a good formation in spots like this is what's really going to get you a goal. And you know it ends up just going straight in, to be fair, so it doesn't really matter, but you know yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, well, that was not great. So again, I'll just use this as a second example. I said I wasn't going to bring it up, but I guess I'll just show a separate instance of this. Silksters gets it back to the side. You kind of just do a normal kickoff, and it gives Yiz a free ball. It's like the exact same thing as what happened before. You get the boost. I mean, I don't really know why you flipped here. I guess you could get demoed, but I don't know. It kind of just gives you a bad recovery on the wall. And then here, obviously, it's going to be a bit of a threat. We're going to need your help on defense. You don't need boost. You can just make this rotation to the back post. But instead, for some reason, instead of just doing like a normal rotation here where Octane goes up and then you rotate to this post, you go here, and now Octane's like alone, and maybe he can't challenge this ball, and because obviously they hit it past me, and now they hit out backboard, and Octane just Like he's getting 2v1 basically because you're just leaving this, like assuming he's gonna get a clear to you or something. And as it happens, you accidentally land on this guy, so he doesn't get the shot. But that very well could have been a goal just because, I mean, you could go for a demo there. It does make sense. Like, that's an option to go for. But this is not what you're trying to do. You just flip to the middle, like on ball cam. Because this is an option to try and demo somebody moving in on the play to give Octane some time to just get a say, oh, to make sure he will beat the next person that goes on the ball. But that's not what you're trying to do. You're kind of like turning up field. I'm not sure why. Then from this point, yeah, yeah. So well, yeah. Go back. Obviously, once you get turned this way, there's no point in going for the ball. Just let someone rotate out. But when you're in spots like this, you need to just like check where your teammates are because none of your teammates are in your view, and you definitely have time because obviously I'm just gone, and Octane's in the net. You don't know where Octane is. He's somewhere in the net. Where's Octane? So now you see me. So that makes sense. I just landed from my aerial. But you'd never check where Octane is, and then you kind of make this rotation where instead of just going back, you just do this. And now you're not really back post. You could get put in a really awkward spot here because all of us are kind of creeping into this corner. Even you as last man, kind of creeping into the corner, even though you are kind of just back. But want to make sure that if you're last back and your two teammates are like here facing like on this right third of the field, you want to be like really far back post. You could be like behind the post even, because like there's really no need to be this close to your teammates, and you kind of do this, you make this adjustment. But oh, okay. Well, just looking at what happens here, this is an issue of us being too close together, kind of like what I pointed out, what you did, but also me and Octane did, where, I mean, if I'm gonna blame this on anybody, it's my fault because I cut in front of Octane on rotation instead of rotating behind you, and then Octane can't go, and then I take corner boost, and then we're in a big problem. But when this happens, and I know it's like when it's hard to trust your teammates, I guess, if you're not, you know, used to playing with good teammates. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna just say it. I'm a good teammate. But Octane here, me here, your back post. Now you have to defend if like your last back, like no question about that. If this was like a dribble, it might make sense for you to challenge it. Like let's say like Yiz has the ball and he's like solo. It might make sense for you to challenge this and force it high, and then I would have to make this play on the backboard. But when it's like an aerial play here, Octane's gonna get this if he drops it or passes, and I'm gonna get it if he like pushes it to the backboard. So you just have to be guarding the shot here, and what you do is you just treat it like a 1v1 play, like your teammates aren't gonna have any valuable challenges, and you start leaving the net. But here you just have to wait back post and make this goal line save. Like, look at this shot. It's not that hard to save if you're just waiting on the goal line. Now, your teammates did kind of make like bad challenges or non-existent challenges, but when you're like, you shouldn't be double jumping out of net specifically because of course me on the backboard is already going to make that challenge pretty much. So if you're last back, there's clearly nobody rotating behind you. Your teammates are probably going to just try and dive on the ball. Just stay on the goal line and try and make that save, because that was a savable goal for sure. And it's not like you needed, that was a threat where you had to go towards the ball like they were gonna pass it or get a reset or something. Good boost grab. This turn seems like a little weird to me. I don't know why. I think you could have maybe demoed Yiz, but I don't know. This is a weird play from the whole team. We're all in the same spot. I don't really know what to say here. It just seems, yeah. Okay, well, this is the first thing I can like really see what's wrong. I don't know. This is such a weird play. Um, so you flip back, you see this ball. So obviously, I'm gonna be last man. I've already flipped back behind you. Octane is enforcing this, so you want to be pressuring this ball, but remember, if you get like a bad challenge, then you kind of just leave me like in a 1v1. So this is good, but I think you can keep shadowing. They still have a lot of space to move it down the field, and Octane's kind of still in the area. So you want to let Octane choose if he wants to go back or stay on this ball, because he can definitely stay on this, like to challenge, and now he starts kind of going to the right. But if you're just shadowing here, and they don't, and like, well, if you're shadowing here and they bang the ball, then I just have it covered. And if they don't bang the ball, then you can still challenge. And you see they just miss, and you kind of panic and jump, and oh my god. So yeah, you kind of panic and jump. Now that kind of is to avoid the bump, but here you can just wait to collect this ball, and if they like bang it, then someone else takes control. Even Octane can turn on this if they get like a light touch over you. Now here, just leave, bro. Like a bit of spatial awareness. Once you see nobody's on this ball, you see Silkster's like turned away back into the corner, and everyone else just missed the ball. Octane's right there. Literally, just turn on car cam and get like out of there as fast as you can. You should just go like towards the wall and then like turn back, kind of, or you can flick ball cam back on once you get towards the wall. See what Octane is doing. If it looks promising, you can start making that turn up the field as well. But like this is a situation where like just get out of here. Also, I mean, it makes sense that you could like be a little panicked here, but just try and check where your teammates are in situations like these if you can. And you see me here, but then you touch the ball. That could have been scary. If you balled me, that would have been bad. Kind of a bad bang. Rip. Oh no. Okay, well, let's just go back to this part. Yeah, it makes sense that you get the boost here. Now remember, you are last man. I don't think you need to be pushing this at all, because I mean, I've gone for the ball. I'm out of the play. So it's just Octane moving back and you here. But when they're doing this, who do you think is going to be like a better challenge, and who should be a better like back poster? Personally, I think if they're making this play, Octane can definitely make a better challenge, because when you think of the options that Silky has, he has like obviously to push it down or to like flick you, and in a 1v1 play, usually like shadow defense is more reliable, which is what Octane kind of has. You don't really have that option. And also the pass, and this is especially in threes, because he is could turn here for sure. There's a lot of real estate in this midfield. And what Octane can do is if he forces zone this way for the pass, he can also cover the pass if he doesn't mess up his challenge, and he'll force the pass like or shot to happen like in the midfield-ish with my drawing. And if you just like didn't push this, you go back to net. Octane knows how to challenge. Yeah, you'll be fine. So, and this is just a bad spot because you're already challenging this ball, and Octane's not back. He could bang this ball over you very easily, and it kind of just gets away from him. But you might think he doesn't really have control of this. Like with what I'm doing, I'm just kind of getting in his way by accident, but he definitely could have gotten to this. No, I think I respect it, but if you're gonna go for the shot, you just gotta go for the shot, You're kind of scared of the dunk. It's not the worst, though. I think you could have just controlled this. Look how much time you have. Yiz is over here. Misty's the only one, even close. He's just in the corner, and then Silky's like, whoa. He's gone. So, could have controlled it. Definitely don't want to make shots like that, at least. And then, here, your last back. Definitely don't want to push the ball this way, because you already know there's somebody, like, in this corner. And that's kind of what you do. So basically, when the ball's coming here, just do everything you can to keep control of it. Don't let Missy get it. It's a difficult spot for sure, but if you're scared of balls like these, just go back and shadow it, I guess. I don't know. Well, I do know, but it's definitely a hard ball to play. But it's definitely you playing this. Well, it's kind of Octane playing this too aggressively. He was last man. Well, I don't know. I don't know. He did move in as last man, but you definitely had time to rotate back here. So when this ball kind of comes in here, I guess. Damn. Okay. When this ball comes in here, you see me moving in on it. Octane's gonna make the third man rotation inwards. You're very awkward here. You have no speed. It just makes sense for you to just turn, go back here. Because, like, just knowing that you have to have, like, faith and trusting your teammates generally, that just thinking about where their last positions were, will they move in, especially when it's Octane. um he does like to play, like, position pretty aggressively and go for stuff, and trust that he, like, try to receive passes. He likes to do that. Just move back to third man, and I think you just stay in the middle when I'm obviously gonna be first man pushing this ball, and Octane's gonna be able to get middle, and you're just in a worse position. So it makes sense for Octane to try and take second man priority over you, because like you just kind of stop moving here. Even if this gets banged middle, you're kind of going too slow. Like, Octane's probably moving through the middle of the field like supersonic. Now, I don't know. Octane did take a wide rotation because you didn't rotate out as well. That's something to know. And then, we don't know about that. See the kickoff strategy. Oh, you did try to hit it back left counter that time. That's pretty nice. It could have been better though. You need advanced strategies. Okay, this is a really bad boost grab. I mean, obviously the boost wasn't there. So it makes sense for you to challenge this. I think you could have, like, waited, like, gone like for a slightly slower challenge. This is kind of nitpicky, but because your main goal here is not to win the challenge, because winning the challenge isn't really gonna do anything. You're not gonna score off this. Like, I'm obviously not gonna be close to this to commit. Octane is not like, he's in their corner. Maybe he gets lucky, but you just want to slow down their counterattack and, like, push this to the wall probably. And it kind of does that, but also, okay, well, just a 50 tip. So you push this to the wall, but look which way you flip. You flip to the left. So that means they're going to get a free beat. If you flipped to the right there on this 50, you would have, like, kind of blocked them from, like, I don't know. How do I put this into words? It's okay. Wait, I just blanked this whole play. Hold on, what happened? Okay, let's just go back to the kickoff 1 sec. So cool. Oh, quick tip for kickoffs. You usually want to flip towards the inside. Now, this may be like, say you only have arrow left or something. You can do speed flips with manual arrow, or have, like, you could also bind arrow, right, if you don't have that already, just for, like, stuff like this, and then it could help you in the future. But this is a pretty good kickoff. You do the same thing as him, stalls out, and then 50. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. So kickoff happens. You are now last back after Octane makes this 50. He hasn't made this 50 yet. He's just hitting a 50. Where are you turning? So you haven't reacted to his 50 yet, and you're already turning this way. So this is you going towards the ball, hoping that it'll like not move very far from this 50. When in reality, probably just a wider rotation back is a little bit safer. So, hey. And also this rotation, like if you just went back, it would have been fine, but like doing just like a 180-degree turn puts you in an awkward position because Octane was already going to be able to follow this ball if you want it out this way. And it's just really awkward. You didn't need to make that turn. You could have just gone last, and then I would have been able to turn to second. But yeah. So here's the 50 tip that I was going to say. When you're like playing like this, they're not going to let you play this towards the net. They're obviously going to be 50ing this towards the wall. And these positions where it's not really going to end up like as a big win that you can like really get a goal out of, you want to just like concede that, okay, he's going to force this towards the wall. It's obvious, like from where he's coming from, he's going to try and force this towards the wall. He's not going to like, I don't know, like go like 50 it and then hit it on like this side of the ball and try to force it left. That would be like a little silly, if you know what I mean. Not like go literally all around the ball, but like, I don't know, go like this and then side flip into it to force it mid. Because that would be like, you know, it would be a little strange. So normally, Sulky's going for the ball, he's hitting it this way. You want to be going for the ball and also kind of trying to hit it this way. Because if he's hitting this way and you like go kind of straight and then flip kind of to the right, then this is going just like in this area, you know. Maybe like as far back as here. But generally, if he's trying to push it like this way and you just like put it like this way, you can keep it in the corner, and that'll definitely like stop his attack. At least he'll have to like turn around here and make it like a turn up the wall or something with the ball. But yeah, it's a bit nitpicky, but like it's something that you should think about when you're like making challenges, you know. Not just try to win this towards net. It's like you're already going to lose this challenge. You're not going to get this mid or in a goal. It's like what else can you do here? You can hit into the corner, but instead you flip left, and then you just get like a free win instead of you like forcing something dangerous on the right, you know. This is a good like rotation back. This is something that I wanted to see earlier, so this is something that you should do more. And there were situations like this where like earlier already in the previous minute where you just made the wrong decision here. Like you see me going for the ball, maybe you think, oh cool, Shadow's gonna win it, turn instantly, but no. Octane is already like moving up on the rotation, so just, you know, doing this is fine. And you know, that's what you do. It's good. It just works well, like better for everybody. You're not cutting anyone off. Slight, tiny positional thing here. So, obviously, a 50 is either going to happen here, or Yiz is going to, like, either, like, somehow, like, cut it back this way and beat Octane, or hit it up above Octane, or just, like, bang it down the line. But I think you, like, going directly up the wall is, like, only covering the up the wall option. Because there are like Silksters is also here. He can like somehow get involved maybe, but you know, normally you want to just be kind of like facing this way, not directly forward, like maybe slightly towards the wall. But if you're facing this way and they get a touch like middle, somehow, it's possible. Like you might think, okay, it's just a touch up wall. Like I don't know if that's necessarily true. There's definitely a lot of ways that Octane could get outplayed here. You want to be able to make a turn back this way if they somehow get it past Octane with a route middle, you know. Because otherwise, this whole area is just free, and I'm the only one back, and I'm getting 3v1, you know. But overall, you know, this is, you know, your second man, you're waiting for Octane to go for the ball, and then you go. But you're covering the ball a little too much, or the wall, I mean, not the ball. Covering the wall a little bit too much, and the Octane makes a great dunk. But even like seeing what happens here, touches it up the wall, and then what if he gets like, what if he just beats Octane to the ball, you know, goes up the wall, and then bangs it, like flips off of it, it hits it mid. That's like very awkward for you going up the wall to get back to that. So just, you know, slight thing. In situations like these, you don't want to be fully covering the wall because, you know, the threat level. Because even if he's probably like gonna try and get this down the wall, is that really a problem if he hits this into the corner? Not really. Like none of their players are gonna be able to do anything with that. I'm obviously gonna beat them to the ball. Maybe Yiz still gets to it, gets a 50 on me, but it's definitely a lot more dangerous if they get it mid and, you know, it's like a pass or like they actually have a route towards net. So that's what you want to be trying to be more scared of that to happen. And you just look like you don't respect that option at all here. I like that. So just revisiting this tip, you're obviously not gonna be able to push this ball left, and if you do, Misty's just literally right there, like no chance your teammate's that close. So just making sure you play, because of course Seltzer is like blocking this angle, not letting you push the ball mid for a backward pass, but just like playing this maybe off the corner or just on the right side of him. Just, and that's something that ones does help you with. I know I'm gonna plug it, of course. I do think you should play it. It helps a lot. But just figuring out which way you should 50 the ball, because like when can you get greedy? When can you try and like push this mid? And it's not now, you know, because normally most people will try to just push 50s like this mid. You just got to realize when to push it right, and I think you kind of do that. And you know they do kind of just start counterattacking, sure. But if you pinch this mid, then Misty has a free bang, and they're passing, and they're redirecting, and they're scoring. So definitely hitting this right slows their counterattack down. You see that? I think you definitely could have committed more to the right side 50. You know, you kind of just go for an even one with a flip right, but it works enough. Decent try in the pass, you know, happens. And then yeah, you going last. You miss a lot of pads. You miss a lot of pads here. So just right off the bat, things kind of go south immediately. Not because of you, but because of, wait, what is Octane doing? He was nowhere close to that. Okay, so I'm sorry, Octane. I'm not roasting you. But yeah, here. I think you flipping here is very scary because you're about to dunk me, but like in this scenario, probably just go this way and lets you do a back post rotation instead of, you know, just flipping this way, you know. Um, it's very specific, but like, you know, don't dunk your teammates. Fun fact. He almost bumped me as well, but once you're committed to this, your zero boost, just grab. Okay, I just missed all the pads here. You know, this pad, this pad, this pad, and if you still have time, you can grab this pad as well. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 48 boost. You can definitely defend with that. And then you can work from there as well. So you grab that pad. Missed that one. Missed. Okay, hold on. New camera view. Oh, you missed that one too. So you grabbed. What pad was it? This one? Then you missed this pad, and then you drove this way. Missed this pad. So, obviously you have to make a back post rotation now with what you've just done. But you could have still done this and gotten the boost, you know? You should have realized that you had a bit of time just going back to things. So you get the 50, you miss the touch. Octane kind of commits, so he's out of the play. But you see, I get a good touch here. I pop it into the air. They're not going to have a bang now. So this is your window to grab boost pads. You don't need an immediate rotation. You even check behind you. But like you see, they're not going to get like a rocket on net. You can get those boost pads. But instead you miss all of them except one. I get this one eventually, but that would have been bad if they actually got like a good aerial. But you know, looking back at things, you say, oh, you know, you just rotating back post. You didn't need the boost. You're just getting into position. But like, if they made an actual play towards net, because they kind of fluffed it, they messed it up. You would have been in big trouble. To defend an aerial play with 12 boosts here. Let's just say that. The same rotation with 48 boosts, that's really not a problem. You can at least challenge this, and then I rotate behind you. But yeah, that's a really good challenge. It's basic, but I just like, you know, want to praise the good stuff. This is really selfless. Things I like about it. You're playing for your teammates. Number one, you're just forcing them to give the ball away, and you're diving at the ball, forcing them to hit it mid. Now, obviously, we're going to be ready for a mid pass. It's like very obvious. Just hitting it off the corner is a pretty obvious play. We're going to be ready for it. You don't use any boost. Oh, okay, actually, you use 13 boost. You didn't need to do that. Because, like, you winning this challenge or touching this challenge is not necessary at all. It's not a threat. You just need to force them to give us the ball. And then, okay, Octane stole the save. No, I'm chilling. Okay. Whoa. Oh my god. Okay, well, this is a good play. You might think that you put us in an awkward position, but like, let's be honest. Come on, Octane. Don't be doing that. I had the ball. No, I'm chilling. I can see why Octane did that, bro. But like, overall, now you may have seen that we just had a little silly moment on defense. So you should definitely not be looking for mid boost right now. You should not be going on car cam at this moment. Because you only turn back once you realize mid boost isn't there. And if you just grab this pad, so you're 18 boost, you grab this pad, you go to 30. You just need to be back post now. Maybe you can grab one of these pads on the way back. But like, we kind of need your help. And that is like very evident when you do make the turn back. And, you know, if you turn back faster, maybe even intercept this shot by Yiz, you could. Or, also, follow up, you're not doing this, and then the ball's coming this way, and you're like, oh crap, what do I do? A 180-degree turn, can't make the touch. Instead, you're already making this wider rotation. Now you definitely can, you know, make this touch. Like, I don't think people realize how much just, like, going back post makes you not use as much boost because so you try to get more boost because you were low, right? 23. If you got this mid boost, you would have used like 50 boost just trying to get back on time, you know? If you just insta grabbed this pad and went back, you would have been in such a good position you wouldn't even have to use any boost to defend. And here I don't know what you did, bro. You just side flipped. You panicked, thinking they would shoot it. I mean, I'm not going to blame you too much for that because it was kind of just me and Octane being really goofy there. What? You just you're wasting your boost for no reason. What? You have 32? Like, where are you going? What? You just use all your boost to just do nothing. What is this? I mean, I guess you're about to take corner, but I don't really know what that was. You kind of like went up for mid and like boosted this way. And you're like, oh, actually, no, I'm going to go back. It's just like a really weird rotation. I don't know what that was. Now, this is good. Oh no. Your last back for a pretty basic play, you know. It's not like, oh, a 1v1 dribble or anything like crazy that you have to have like a shadow defense or anything. And you're like very clear cut last back because like, let's see who can rotate back post. Let's see. Octane is currently in their goal. I wouldn't bet on him getting back in time. Alright, so not Octane. What about me? I'm making a rotation back to this corner. The chances of me like doing this and then making rotation back post is like it's kind of weird. It just makes more sense for me to just be pressuring this ball. Like it doesn't make sense for you to move in all the way from here. So ideally you just go back post and this turn looks weird, but imagine this is a back post turn. And then I know to challenge this ball and you're in like it's very easy for you to defend this. But now you just went into the corner for no reason. Think about if you're back post here. Now we're not in the same spot. Octane rotates behind you, and it's a clean rotation. Now, I was trying to make a better example out of this, but I guess I'm just so good that I made a really good play, actually. Not to toot my own horn. Actually, that wasn't that good of a play. I'm silly, but, I touched the ball. I got to it because, effectively, I was the only one back. But yeah, go back post. If you're last back and your teammates look like they're turning, not back post, like I'm not going back post here. You're the only one back. Just be back post, man. Just go back post, man. You just turning into this corner doesn't really help us because I'm already there. You can definitely go back post there. Yeah, like there's nothing like if this ball gets past me or if I get awkward touch, like a bad touch, it's just a goal because you're not back, You're in the corner, you're near the goal, but you're not in a position to do anything about it. And even this near post, if they got a shot off there instead of being like awkward, because like let's be honest, they could have been in position to take a shot. My clear wasn't the best. Let's say if Misty didn't touch this ball and Silksters moved in to take a shot, then you being back post is like a lot easier to make the save. Because also, I challenge the ball if they control it, and then they just have to bang and you save it, And then also, stop. I don't know. It seems like you just really like to play with the walls, even when I'm already covering that. So when you kind of like make this turn and I'm already going this way, I think you're just like not literally 90-degree turn because I hate those, but try to like play more on the backboard when I play here. Because if I'm challenging him here, then he either has to hit it like this way, which you can just turn and guard, or Octane can move in, or he'll like hit it high off the backboard, and then you can like make this turn and meet it on the backboard, which is the exact thing that happens. I challenge it here, he hits it up past me, and you're moving away from the ball. You're doing you. Oh, okay, I can't. It's hard to draw on this backboard, but you're driving this way on the backboard, the same way as the ball, and now it's kind of awkward for you to make this touch. However, if you're driving like this way on the backboard, you can definitely make a better touch on this ball. It's an awkward touch. You do a good job, and I like that pre-flip to try and block them, but just the approach. Go back post behind Octane. Cool. I think that's a pretty good touch by you. Just not doing too much. Yeah, I think there's some things you could have done that might have been better. Like, just catch this ball and play it like as wide to the left as possible so Misty can't reach it, and then you up the wall and make a play middle. But if you're not like confident that you have only 32 boosts, this is the next best thing. However, you have to think about like plays like this. Especially, you see Octane's right here, so I'm going to be the only one back, and chances are they're going to have, maybe a 2v1 on me. Now, Yiz wasn't ready for that, Silky wasn't ready for that, he panics and touches it to the corner, so it ends up being a good play based on where they are. But when you see Yiz last, he's on the backboard, he could definitely get down to get to this, but he ends up kind of like not jumping down, he stays on the backboard, and Silky has to get this touch to the corner. This, again, I mentioned it earlier, is a good challenge. You're just diving. I mean, I don't think you might not even have to flip, but I think it's fine to flip because you force him to like hit off the corner, so that if he tries to get gritty and go towards the sidewall, you will block it. Now it's a free ball for Octane, and you can get back. We missed mid, it's fine. Back post. Cool, stay back post. Stay back. Oh, okay, that was a good challenge. I think here. Okay, yeah, okay. I can see why. Yeah, it makes sense that you go for this. I would say it makes. I thought at first that it would be better for like you to stay back and then me to turn for this, but this is fine. This is good. A bit scary. A bit scary. So you touch this. Yeah, and it's just the way you turn. When you're like in an awkward spot, like you can agree this is like a weird spot to be in. Normally, like your instinct that I'm seeing is, and this is like a main point that I want to like hit home. You kind of like find yourself in like sort of a weird spot, like you're out of position, and you think, oh, I'll just go towards the play and then like fit in there. When this is not gonna work because you're not gonna be able to make a play on this ball. You don't need to go towards the ball, If you can actually like go for this ball, or if it's your ball, then yeah, go for it. But like clearly, I'm gonna go for this. Silky's gonna go for this. You don't need to just be here, And then you realize that, and you're like, oh, cool, I'm not getting this ball, and you go back. But now you're in a real spot because you turn towards the play and now you're in an awkward spot again. And hey, great touch. I got to give it to you. That was a great touch. But you don't want to be in situations like that because of it goes right back to this. You went towards the play instead of just rotate out, just leave completely. You don't have to panic. Maybe like it makes sense if, oh crap, I'm about to miss the ball, you're last back, rush, block them from getting this mid, Terrible arrow, by the way. But normally, you're out of the play. You're not on the ball, You just rotate wide. Worst case scenario, it's just a bit of a slow team rotation. But as long as you get there before they can hit the ball, before the ball can get middle, which there's really not a huge threat. Like, it's not going to happen urgently. They have to get it past me first, which they don't really have a free path to get it mid. You can just take your time and rotate back post, but instead you go towards the play and then you go back. Just like looking at this. Okay, I know I'm kind of going on about this, but like, hold on, does this work? No, it doesn't, bro. Oh god, this is gonna be really weird. But yeah, if you just like make a direct turn, like maybe even a half flip. I don't think a half flip is really that necessary, but like a turn, this way or like this way, just trying to make this back post rotation, then see what happens. Like how approaching from there is just, oh my god. This is silly, I know. But like approaching from here is like, it's just, this ball's a lot easier to play. And you don't need to, I'm sorry. I'm gonna just move on. Sorry. We're only halfway through the game. Also. Like kind of droning on about stuff. Sorry. Back post. Yeah, just it's mostly your defense that I'm saying. Like you want to be positioning your car in ways that like if something bad happens, you can make turns towards the play. Now, this makes up to here is where like I follow you. Cool. So the boost wasn't there. Now you could be like a bit more weary as the last man here because they might have a good bang. But here, it makes sense. You're kind of just moving up. Maybe you want to rotate in front of Octane, so Octane goes last. Um, and then okay, no, you're last man. So you're turning back. You got to be doing one of like the back post rotations, and then you can push up next if that works. But here, you're just facing back. If you're just facing backwards, it's gonna be very easy to get this ball past you. And hey, Octane saves the day again by intercepting this play. But you don't even have to pick this post. You could do this as well. It's just better, being at a post instead of just like this is not gonna help you, man. If they go this way, then you have to turn this way, and then they can like cut you. This is how like ones works, I think, really. And even if you're not the one on the ball, the twos works like this too. I'd say twos mainly actually because you're last man here trying to make this play. It's pretty often in twos if you just exclude me from the play, where you have to be just out of post because if they hit it, sorry, there's so many arrows on the screen. So situations like this, if Octane wins it, like fine, you're not making a play on this ball no matter what. If Octane wins it, now if Octane loses it and they have possession where you have to defend something, if it goes this way, and let's just use for example you going like this post, sorry, and like facing to the right, you definitely are in this area and you can half flip and take control, or it's not too much of a threat. You go this way, just keep your momentum, collect this ball, challenge, do whatever you want with it. Or they go straight back. Sorry, again, I'll just fix the arrows. They go straight back, this rotation, your back post, and then hey, pretty easy to play this ball. It's just a lot of you got picking a post is way better than just staying back. And again, hey, you turn upfield here. Actually, I think this is okay. I think this is okay to like turning upfield. But then as soon as this happens, boom, you're out of position. This is a funny thing where instead of turning towards the corner, you just turn back post. Like this is the rotations that, like obviously you're very good mechanically. It's the rotations you gotta work on. So going back post is fine because you gotta realize that in like say, is there like a bit of time on the ball? And if so, does someone else have a better angle than me? And in this case, yes. Shadow Ball 14 here has a better angle than you. So if you just rotate behind, it works out as a rotation. Your teammate has a better angle. It's just better. The only situation you should go for this is if you can actually get to this ball before I move in on it, and you actually need to get to the ball really quickly. Like it's dangerous, they're gonna score. But otherwise, when you get out of position, you don't need to like to keep playing this. Just leave, just go back post. And instead you half flip. And then so you see what I do here? So you half flip, and now instead of going behind me, I could have just gotten scored on. If Silksters was closer or the pass was more powerful or anything, I get scored on. But see, if you rotate behind me here, I can just challenge this ball as he's making this pass, and it doesn't get middle at all. And then you're behind me in that, And then you challenge this if the 50 kind of goes this way, But, generally if I'm in net, I'm Gonna try and not let it pinch directly to them. Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah. And again, this is you. Again, okay. I just need to hit these main points home a lot because you see, are you going for the ball here? No, because you're gonna let me make this play. It makes sense for you to just rotate to this post, you know. Doesn't yeah, obviously it'd be a little silly for you to make this rotation all the way around in this, you know, when there might be a shot incoming. You don't want to be like stuck like over here halfway on your rotation back when there's a shot. But like just stay here. Like just you can just stop your car here to be honest and like cover the net because this could be a bad 50. Now it ends up being a good 50, but hey, if this 50 went like over here and you're facing this way, it's not good because they just get open net then. You know. So yeah, don't be like going towards the play. I mean, it's obvious like let's say like you're third man and the play's over here. Like oh, like sure it makes sense that you could just be like be closer, possession closer, but don't actually like you're moving just towards the ball just to be like okay, you know, might as well just go closer to the ball. But it's a 50, you know. I don't know. And then you know, hey, this bounces. I think again, it's happening again. There's a 50 happening. Where are you going? Towards the ball. Now, hey, I missed the ball. The turn is like a bit scary because, you know, you're kind of just going towards the wall here as they shoot it into the middle. But like overall, you know, you rotate back. It's fine. It's just on these moments of impact. Hey, like, hey, Octane. Okay, he kind of has a free ball here. This is a really good turn. Stay back post. Cool. And that's a really good turn. So, I just want to show this from my POV. Okay, these are not my normal camera settings, I promise. It's just a replay glitch. But you see, you turned back here to guard this post. Specifically, you're not guarding the backboard here, actually. You're guarding the post. So if he turns towards net, you have this covered. Now I'm back post. You're shadowing this ball. Boom. Now you're guarding that post. You're guarding that post. You're last man back. You're not going this way. You're not turning up here, you know. Although, you know, technically that might not be that bad, but generally when this is happening, I'm about to go for this ball. We don't want you going like just moving upfield, you know. You are moving into this rotation. The challenge happens, then you rotate forward. So you being back here allows me to push this ball. If you weren't back, I'm last, and I just have to like. I have to be in fear of Misty going for this, you know. Like think about it. I see him up. I just have to wait back in net and try to save his shot. But since you are like rotating to this post, oh cool, you're back to save this shot. I can push this and challenge the ball now. And that's just, you know, rotation isn't always about what can you do the most on the ball. It's like where can you be to make sure your teammates challenge, like if you're so that your teammate can go for the ball without leaving an open net, you know. Okay, yeah, your first man, he just goes up. I don't really think you need to jump, but I'm assuming it's just like a half flip, maybe, sort of. Cool. But your presence, he sees you, he says, okay, I don't really have a ground option. I'm gonna go high. And that's all you really need to do. You don't really need to do this or whatever. Because generally, and I've seen a few people do this on the team, like just randomly, you know, I'm not calling anyone out, but I don't think ceiling challenging is useful in the offensive third unless it's like a really, you know, not ceiling challenge, but like high aerial challenging. Um, Ceiling challenging actually, if you're driving on the ceiling, can be good because you can actually get like power and placement and like accuracy on your touch. But if you're just gonna aerial for this, imagine if you just aerialed straight up for this, like you had boost. There's no way you're reaching this ball. Like, let's be honest. You're just forcing him high, but like, come on, he's going high anyways. And I don't know why I'm actually drawing on about this because I don't really think it's relevant to you. But I just thought it's something I'd bring up. Like, once once you force him up, your job is done. Like, you want to wait for when someone's doing like an area like this. Okay, Octane's kind of close to go for this, but say me. It's definitely like you want to put someone that's like further back to go for this ball. You don't want to be like directly under it to challenge it, pretty much, because you're way too close. Because you have to cover up the aerial ground as well as not let him get it past you, which is really tough. Your job here is just to force him into the air. Cool. Back post. Great. 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 Good. Cool. That's good. Where are you going? Alright, cool. Back post. This is really good. This is really good. I got a little worried there when you started drifting away. You really started... I think it's okay to go for mid boost here, to be honest. But, you know, if you're going to go for mid boost, just go for mid boost. And it seems like you're not actually going for mid boost here. But like, if you're not like, don't never position for like passes in this position. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? The ball's like gonna go here, and then like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna like catch the ball? Like, I don't really understand this, because if the ball's already being pushed this way, Octane's already gonna go this way anyways. Like, he's already has control. Like, you just like, oh, maybe he pushes it this way, and you touch it back up the wall to him like a tiny pass play. Like, I don't know, that one goal with you and Current kind of doing that, and that one team Taj. I forget which one. It was whatever. I forget which one. But like, you know, you don't position like this for passes. Usually, you just go back post here, because your teammates in a tough spot. Like, let's be honest, they kind of could use you on defense. If you want to go for boost, like I could see it. I don't think it's the best, but like, you could trust your team, but like, it's just not. Like, why are you just going upfield here? You should never just like go upfield because your teammates look like they will do good. You know, you want to go upfield if it's like, oh, I want to be an option for your teammates, because like, let's be honest, if your teammates have the ball and they're pushing upfield, where do you think they want you? Do you think they want you in front of you, or do you think they want you behind them? Sorry, I said that wrong. They think. Do you think they want you to be in front of the ball or behind the ball? You know, because if you're behind the ball, then they can like, they have the security of knowing you're behind them. They can make a riskier play. Maybe they can like get it back to you, pass it middle. Like, it's easier to pass to you if you're behind them, to be honest, because like, you're not gonna redirect it ever, man. It's really rare, and in those situations, like rare situations where it will work, it's like, it's so clearly obvious that it will happen. You know, it's not like those random, like that random situation. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna just rewatch this play. So cool. Here, is this a free bang to you? No, it's not. Go back. Or you could have grabbed the boost if you really trusted your team. But hey, this is a bit of a weird rotation. And also boost pads, you miss all of them. Hey, you picked that one up. But yeah. Sorry, I'll try to get through the rest of this replay. And okay, this just comes down to the rotation back right from this point, because so you kind of just linger upfield waiting for something to happen instead of rotating back post. So ideally, stop going this way. Just whoop. Oh, okay. Not this exact turn, but like facing this way. Um, just go back post behind because kind of pretty awkward, and no one's back post, so it might help. Instead, you kind of start going towards the corner, like this way. Um, you know, Probably this way would be better. And then like look where you're facing. It's kind of like you're still waiting upfield for a bang. And even like think about it. Even if I bang this ball, are you really gonna be able to do anything with it? No, just go back. And you do. And now look where you're turning. Instead of like making this back post rotation here, or just even going to the corner to like block this, to shadow him playing this. Because when you think about what Yiz can do with this ball, or maybe someone's going to shoot it as well, so you definitely need to defend this. So someone could move in here. Yiz could catch it and start pushing it this way, or he could like catch and start going like that way. You definitely do need to be going back here. But what you're kind of doing here, you're kind of creeping this way, Again, I don't really understand why completely, but you're turning towards the ball because you think it just feels like, oh, if you just move a bit closer to the play, you can be a bit more useful. But that's not really the case. When you just got to realize that you're just never in this play. You got to be prepared for what's going to happen after this play. And hey, nobody challenges me, but you just got to see that if I get challenged by Yiz, or if someone moves in to challenge me right here, you gotta be back to defend it. And you also did miss so many pads. Cool, can't boost, that's fine. I don't care. It's gonna spawn any second. Cool, great. You have time, take your time. Terrible touch. You're horrible. Yeah. It's okay. So here. Who's on the ball? Who's on the ball? Soki? He's kind of moving in, he's pretty far away. He is. He's gone. Where's the other guy? Hold on. Just go back. Just go back a second. So Misty. Oh, okay. Yeah, Misty's nowhere near you. He's gone. Yiz is turned away. Silky's like, look at Silky. How far away he is. He's not even at the midline yet, and he's not even directly going towards you. He's actually going towards the wall, which is ironically where you're hitting this ball. So in situations like this, it's like, okay, you have so much boost, you have so much time. Would it be the end of the world if you just didn't hit this ball at all? Wait for it to just boop, come back, and then now you can control it as it goes this way, and then take it up the wall, or maybe even just go around it. Okay, crap. This is so weird. So ball bounces this way. You like go around it. Sorry, so around it like this, and then push it this way. You could ball them. It's a bit risky, so actually maybe don't do that because it's a bit risky, but it's an option. It's an option. It's just a risky option. I don't think it's a bad option just because it's risky, though, for the record. Also, you could go up the wall. This is something I was thinking about in a separate instance. You could go up the backboard and try and like catch this ball and then do whatever you want with it, because think about it. If you make a risky play, like not a play where you pass the ball middle, I mean, but like a risky play where it's like a difficult play to pull off, but if you do it, it'll be the best case for you, best case scenario. But if you like miss it, then or if you if you don't do it, then it's like you miss the ball. Because like think about it, if you like try to go up the wall and control it, that's like something where it's like kind of difficult. And if you mess it up, then you're gonna miss the ball. But like, is that really such a problem? Like, if you miss the ball, I'm still first to it, and I still have time with it. So I definitely think like, if you just tried to control this, it would have been a lot better. Maybe you're trying to pass here, but if you're passing, just touch the ball like really light, I mean, this is a bit tough for a pass, you know. It was only if I turned it that exact way up the wall that I would be there. And you didn't really know exactly where I was turning it, and then, hey. Again, 50s. So, a fun fact, when you're 50ing the ball, you don't want to push it this way. Fun fact. You want to approach the ball from this angle and push it this way. And, well, okay, well, to be completely, I'm being a bit unfair to you in this, because horrible touch. You're terrible. No, I'm sorry. I just felt like roasting you. I feel like I've done that like so many times, so I really wasn't that bad, I'm gonna be honest. Like here, once you realize, oh, this is a challenge, he's moving in, you need to be turning as far right as possible just so that you can turn back this way and block his 50. Because if you're like challenging this way and he's like going this way, if he tries to push it this way, it's like the way, like he's being greedy and you just win. Like you either he's just not doing anything from that, you know, because you're guarding this right side. So his only option is to push it this way, and then that's not a threat. I'm literally waiting right behind you. So go as far right as possible here, and you only go a little bit right, and then you go straight on. You challenge straight on. When in reality, sorry, I'm having trouble with these arrows or the epic pen. You have to be like, keep going right, jump here, and then flip left into the ball. And then sure, it's like it's not a favorable 50, but it's also a 50 that can only go this way. And then obviously they're not going to be able to do anything with that unless this guy specifically has a follow-up on it. And instead, your 50 goes middle. He just gets a free ball. I'm assuming you were trying to bump him, otherwise I don't know where you're going. You get destroyed. Yeah, I'm assuming you're trying to bump him. As he took off. Which I do think is a good idea. However, oops. I don't know, maybe double jump. Maybe it was kind of laggy though, and he like didn't jump yet. He was still on the ground for you. So, yeah, okay. You know, it's just the 50. It's just not controlling the ball there, and then like the 50. And 50 is like a weird thing to coach, but I think it's like still like a useful thing to like think about. That's a good touch. Oh, that's a bad touch. Well, I mean, that's good. Cool. Why are you rushing this though? You did so well to just control it, and then instantly, oh. Yeah, whatever. I mean, if you're gonna do all that to control the ball and then just try to shoot it at 2 kph, I don't know, man. Bit of hesitation here. Just stop hesitating. Okay, well, first of all, boost. I'll go all the way back to this play. So 38. You really need to learn the boost pads, man. For me, how I kind of was able, I mean, I could still work on it too, but for me, something that helped was just, I did this for an hour and it made me get like a lot better at boost pad pickups. Is just turn off unlimited boost in free play, use car cam, just take routes around the map, like common recovery routes of getting boost pads on the way back. Keep doing them. And then what I did was I turned on ball cam. So I was like fixed on the ball, which was just in the center of the free play map, and I kept trying to do those routes over and over again, but I couldn't really see the pads. And then I kept like trying to naturally do those routes without even looking at the pads, just looking at the ball. And you know, now when I'm on my way back, I'll be like, just it feels natural to grab a few of these pads at least. Now I'm still probably gonna miss half them because I'm just that goofy, but I think just this makes such a big difference, and it's something that you can learn faster than a lot of other mechanics, and it comes up a lot too. So you could have definitely had more than 16 boost here. Definitely don't camp here. I don't know why you just tapped boost. I mean, you went down to 13. I don't like. I mean, it doesn't make a difference, but like, still, that's silly. You also didn't really need to flip. Like, just grab the pads. 1, 2. Just fake challenge. Octane still on the ball. Leave. Or you could just go for the ball. But definitely don't. This is the worst case scenario if you're confused. I mentioned it before, if you're like in a bad spot, but also if you're confused. If you're confused about like going, because like you're kind of just like slowly making your way, and then if Octane sees you there, and oh, he's about to go, and then whoever this is, I think it's Silky, just like bangs this ball. Oh my god, it's the worst line I've ever drawn. Just like bangs this ball past you, then oh crap, So if you don't really know if you're going to go for this ball, it's like, is it really the worst thing if you just start to shadow? Not really. I think you're okay, because you can always still turn towards that. But yeah, if you're going to go for this ball, just go for the ball. Definitely don't just creep close, because your last man and Silky could just bang this over you, man. Now Octane just blocks him, and you turn back. And now you turn upfield. You get a free ball. That's okay with what you did with it. Nothing crazy. I mean, it could have been better, but it could have been worse. You didn't have a lot of boosts, so I'm not really saying much. I mean, yeah, you don't really need to be going towards this. So this is different than before, where I said like going towards the ball, because it's like you're closing the gap, but do you really need to close the gap, man? You have 12 boosts, your last man. Do you really need to be... Are you going to be like moving in on your rotation? No. Because you 12 boost. You're going to be grabbing pads, but then you're going to be last because no one else is rotating back at the moment. So grab those 2 pads, rotate back. You flipping here is really bad. Because now look where you are. So what do you think would happen if they got like a pinch or like a quick movement down this way? You're in a bad spot. You just did not need to flip there. Your reason for flipping is to get closer to the play faster, in addition to being able to grab those pads, but you don't need to go towards this play, man. And then look, because you flipped towards that, now you have to flip back, and you have to use boost to get back. The boost that you just spent all that effort getting. Weird rotation. Again, the way you're turning towards like rotations, I am going kind of like this way, and you're just like, oh, I'll just drive directly across the field towards the ball, You're just driving towards the ball in plays that you're not part of, Like, there's no world where you're a part of this. There's no world where you're even getting passed to. Or, well, technically there is a world where you're getting passed to, technically, but like, what are you gonna do? Your ball comes like down here, you just like aerial it, smash it off the wall. Oh, cool, yes, that's a free ball, Like, that's not gonna really help. You're only gonna really be able to make plays if you're like coming from this side, and then the ball goes here, and then now you can do whatever you want. I don't know, but yeah, don't be like making rotations like this. Just whoop, like that. Because the worst part of this is what it means for Octane, because now you're driving in a line like this. How does Octane, who's rotating, he's just in the corner here, how does Octane leave here? Because like, you're going to be going towards this ramp. Octane can't rotate out this side because you're there. And then, like, what is he going to do? Rotate out this side? Like, no. So now you're just awkward in this side, and Octane's alone in net, and he can't rotate out. If you just rotate in front of him, then you're just making a better challenge. And notice how you kind of like did this, and you went kind of like made like a makeshift, like pretended like you rushed to the back post, like you exited the net, kind of, made that turn to exit the net when you were never even in net. But it's like you knew that was the best position to be in, to be more like facing this way and not, facing this way. But it's also okay. Well, it's kind of hard to imagine like Octane's perspective on this, so let's just like review it in full. So you just flip directly across. Oh wait, sorry. And then, okay, that was really silly. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, definitely weird for you to just directly go opposite to the rotation direction. Can't believe I missed that. Wow. But yeah, I have a free ball. Just do this rotation. Instead, you go whoop and you go the opposite way, because you go towards the ball and then you leave. That really messes Octane up on rotation. And then you're going opposite rotation again. You can really see how the rotation is like this way, And you just went from here to the corner and then back this way. So you're going directly opposite to the rotation. So we'll go back to Octane's POV here to see what I was to show you what I was about to show. Yeah, it's really awkward for him, man. He literally, and maybe Octane could have done better here, but Octane really has to go this way, and now, no, like why are there two people in the left corner moving up the left side of the field when the other guy is like challenging in the right corner, and has no way to put it left? You're like forcing him to turn in like away because he doesn't want to like cut in front of you in rotation. You're pushing him into this corner. Oh, he does the same rotation as you. That's hilarious. But in his defense, you kind of like pushed him further, down the line. So, hey. Sorry, what am I doing here? Okay. Just end this playoff. I think you should just push this ball. So you see me backing up on the backboard, your first man. You can definitely close this gap. Octane's behind you. I'm in the corner. So Octane's back post, I'm backboard / near post or whatever. You push this ball because they can definitely play this on the ground. They have so much space here. You push this ball. You end all of this space. You force them to push this towards me or Octane's territory. And like, I don't know. You just waiting here doesn't really do anything. Because think about what they can do. So they control the ball here, pass the ball mid, or push the ball into the corner. Now, they push the ball into the corner. I have that covered because I'm in the corner, They pass the ball middle. You can definitely like force them to do something if you like push this and then turn to the side. And then Octane's going to have a pretty readable touch. Like, Yiz is not going to have time on this ball. He's just going to have to shoot it, and Octane's back to defend that. If they control it into this, that's where it gets scary, because if they just start coming down this with control and you're waiting back, like if you challenge, like if you're just pushing this, that's like no problem. But if you're waiting back and they start pushing down this area with space, like they're able to take their time here. I'm like high on the backboard, I'm back in the corner, I can't really go for that. Octane's back post and no one's rotating in behind him. So he kind of just has to wait back as the last line of defense. And then it's like, now you're still the one who has to go, and you're going this way. Or maybe I would have to like jump out and bail you out or something, which, wouldn't be ideal. And crazy they missed the ball, This is a good rotation. Oh, that's a rip though. You missed the ball, that happens. But I do like this rotation though. You see that I'm like to the right of you, I'll rotate in behind you. Now imagine if I just started like going upfield like this way to push towards the ball, and then that would be bad. That'd be really bad because oh sorry I forgot to okay cool you know obviously it makes more sense for me to be back post here now. They were up for like a super fast aerial. Usually if you miss this ball, they'll be like just jumping now, and I'd have time to react. But they were like really close to the net, and I just wasn't gonna get there. But obviously, probably you should have hit the ball, but positioning wise, hey, good job. Now it's kind of getting to garbage time, so at this point the game's already over. I'm not really gonna say much. In fact, I think I've said everything there is to be said. I don't like. There's the same mistakes that have already happened, that I've already said like 12 times because I'm really trying to hit them home. But hey, I do stupid rotations in these situations anyways. So hey, that was the game. How long was this? An hour 20 minutes. Hey, that's about average. So I don't really know what to say. It's just the basics. Like a lot of people at this rank kind of struggle with, specifically like the mechanical people, especially just turning towards the play versus turning towards the post, being back post. The 50ing thing I think is like specific that I haven't really mentioned before, but it's not like something that's like, oh, you can easily implement it, but it's also something that's like, oh, if you keep an eye out for it, you can kind of like you figure it out, and it can really help. So I'd say that's about it for anyone that watched the whole an hour and 22 minutes. Well, thanks, I guess. Thanks for watching. I know I haven't really posted on the channel in a while, but hey, uh, I'll see you. I'll see you in the next video, I guess.